What is up, y'all? Today we are doing a recap video for our rest day. We are looking at our workout from yesterday, which was a leg day, and we're just going to do a walkthrough of it. I'm going to explain my thought process behind what I do and why I do it, so you guys can have more insight. So I'd like to pause the frame here, just so we can take a look at my foot placement. I like to keep my feet low and about shoulder width apart, if not slightly further than shoulder width apart, to target my quads. I want my toes at a slight angle outward, so I'm kind of making like a V with my feet. That's what feels comfortable to me. I do the same thing when I squat. I keep my toes pointed slightly outwards and about shoulder width apart, and I try to keep a very similar range of motion and form as if I were doing a squat. Again, with that low foot placement, I am trying to target the quads. If you want this to be a more hamstring focused workout, you could put your feet higher on the pad. You're not going to get as much of a flex on your knees, which is what you want for a quad dominant leg press, but you will get a more of a feeling that is biased towards your hamstrings. So I'd say if you're trying to figure out what you want to do, just try both of them out, feet low, feet high, and see which you prefer. But just make sure that you are programming in both quads and hamstrings. And if you don't know what the quads or the hamstrings are, I would probably just do a quick Google search so you can see what muscles you're targeting. But most of the machines like leg extension and leg curls, those highlight the muscle on like a diagram, so you can get a good idea of what muscle it's supposed to be targeting. But since we're doing something that is quad focused, I'm trying to hit the upper part of my leg. If you're sitting down looking down, that'd be the portion that you can see, and the hamstrings would be the bottom part or the back side of your leg. So let's pause the frame again and take a look at the deep part of this movement. So when you're at the bottom of the movement, you want to be making at least a 90-degree angle with your upper portion of your leg and your lower portion of your leg. So you can see here that I'm going lower than 90, which is great. Anything underneath is awesome. I'd say go as deep as you can comfortably and try to get that good stretch. And my apologies, I meant to say at most 90. You want to go at minimum to 90, but if you can go lower than that, that'd be great. Make sure you're controlling the weight on the way down. You don't want to just dive bomb and let it come down super fast. That can be dangerous. You can hurt yourself. Always control weight on the way down, and then if you want to be explosive on the way up, you're more than welcome to. There's nothing wrong with that. Next, I would like to talk about structure. So the way that I start my leg days is the first set had no weight on it. I just did a warm-up set to get a feel for the weight. You can do more weight than that if you want to. Like you could put one plate on there. This is my top set of 4 plates. If you wanted to start with one plate, that's fine. But I did no plates for however many I did it for. And then I did 2 plates for probably around 8. And those are nice, slow and controlled reps with good depth. And that's just practicing the movement for when you actually go and do it at maximum effort. So once you've done your warm-up sets and you are feeling good to go, I would like to do the top set next, which is basically going to be the heaviest weight we're going to do for the day. And you want to take that weight to complete failure or very close to failure with maybe 1 to 2 reps in reserve. That's about it. And once you've done that, then I like to do another set afterwards. If you did a lot of reps for the first set, let's just say you did over 8, if you did 10 or 12, then you could probably do that again. I don't remember how many I did on the last one, but it probably wasn't that many. I ended up dropping the weight to 3 plates, and that is what I did for my second working set. I usually recommend doing something similar. You do your warm-up sets, and then you do 2 working sets, both very close to failure. That way you're pushing yourself, you're doing a lot of heavy work, and you also don't have to do a bunch of reps because of that. You're getting a lot of work done in those 2 sets. That's typically all I do for my first big movement, and then I'll move on to the next exercise. I am no expert, by the way. This is just the routine I've picked up over the years that I've been training and from the videos that I've watched. But the next workout we're doing is a hamstring curl, and you can see here that I'm doing, well, you can't actually see the weight stack, but I'm doing a lighter weight here, and what I'm doing is, since it's my first hamstring dedicated workout, I am doing another warm-up set. You don't have to do this. If you feel like your hamstrings are, sufficiently warmed up from the first workout, then you could just go into doing your working sets. But since it was a quad dominant leg press for me, I like doing a warm-up for the next movement if it's hamstrings. So that's what you see me doing here. I do the 1 set. It's not to failure. It's just get a good feel for it and see how the weight feels, see how the form feels, and then move on into my working set, which this is. So for the leg curl, I like to make sure that that pad is pushed down as hard as it can be. That way you're not moving. And I've been seeing people leaning forward while doing this movement, so I tried it on this day, which was yesterday, and I liked how it felt. It felt a little awkward at first, but bracing against something, usually in any movement that you do, it's kind of nice to feel more just sturdy. So it didn't take it away from the movement. It felt a little weird at first, but I can definitely see myself enjoying this. But this is a workout that is targeting the hamstrings, which is that lower section of the leg. It is in the upper half of your leg if you're standing up, but it would be on the back side, not the front side. And I did highlight that earlier in the video. But I take this to failure, just like we were saying for the other workout. Since it is a working set, I usually just go until I can't bring that pad all the way down, and then I'll do 1 or 2 partial sets after that, just to make sure that I'm really squeezing out everything that I can. And that's what I would consider a good working set. Now, when I say partial set, that just means partial rep. That just means a rep that is not the full range of motion. So we're not going all the way up and all the way down. I start all the way up, but then I bring it down as far as I can. But since I can't get it all the way, it's not a complete rep, it's a partial. But a lot of people have talked about this. I like doing it on certain movements, something like this, where I feel like I can burn out pretty easily. It just feels like I'm getting a little extra oomph at the end of the workout. But if you don't like doing them, you don't have to do them. Getting close to failure should be sufficient. If not, getting to failure, that'd be great. But you don't have to go all the way to doing partials if you don't want to. So for the next movement, we are doing seated calf raises. The main focus on this one is just making sure you get those heels nice and far down, and then as high as you can going up. So that's what I'm doing on this one. I hold the seat, so I can't really assist myself. It's all calf, and I just bring my heels as high as I can, and then I let them sink as low as I can. Some people just use momentum. They rock when they do this exercise, just up and down, up and down. They don't really take a pause. I like to focus on going slow on the way down, going slow on the way up, just making sure it's controlled and you're not using the momentum of the weight to help you. You want to isolate the muscle, and since the calves are a muscle that we use every single day, quite often, every single time you walk, it can be a little more stubborn, the training. So I do like to make sure I isolate them. I did 2 sets here. You could probably do a third one if you wanted to, or you can just do it multiple times a week. I usually do it twice a week, but some people recommend doing it more than that if you really want to see some calf growth. And we finish off the workout with adductors and abductors. I always forget if adductors is going out and abductors is going in, or vice versa, but they are 2 sides of the same coin. One works the adductor and one works the abductor, which is that inner part of your upper thigh and then the outer part, just to make your leg have a fuller, thicker appearance. So if that's something you're interested in, I would definitely recommend looking into these. But I don't have any special cues for this. I would just say same situation as any other workout. You want to be controlling the weight when it's coming in or coming down, and when you're doing the explosive portion of the movement, which is either going out, curling, whatever it is, you can go ahead and do that quicker. But in this situation, since we're going out, then on the way coming back, we want to make sure we're controlling it, going slow, not letting it just slam together. But same situation as the other ones. You just want to push these close to failure on your working sets, and make sure when it comes to these, you do a easy weight to start. You can definitely hurt yourself doing these. I feel a lot of the pressure in the sensitive area whenever I do these. If you've ever done them before, I'm sure you've felt the same thing. But you just want to make sure you're being careful with any workout that you're doing, especially if you're new to it, because you can always easily injure yourself, and then you have to recover, and that just takes you out of the gym. But yeah, this is the opposite of whatever the first one was. We're doing squeezes now, so here you can be explosive going in if you want to, but then control that weight coming out. I do like to hold onto the handles on the sides and just kind of I try to puff up my chest and then pull my shoulders down towards the chair, just so the rest of my body moves less, and it kind of isolates the movement and the muscles that we're trying to work. So yeah, that is the rest day review. Shout out to Aaron for the idea. I it is a little more focused on fitness, which makes more sense. It's more in line with the channel. And I've wanted to put more effort into the workout videos, but just doing the daily schedule, it's kind of hard to have the time to do that every single day. So when I have the rest day, I will try to do more breakdowns on different videos and show different, workouts from different body parts, just so we can kind of have a well-rounded review in the playlist. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Go work out.